I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info. Yesterday in my Bainbridge Island office, I had two clients. They were about 2 to 3 hours apart. Both of them were Slender for Life hypnosis weight loss clients, and both have been doing really well in terms of overall letting go of the weight, 2 to 3 pounds a week for each of them. And it had been a couple weeks since I'd seen them. I'd been out of town, but each one of them started talking about food devils, or that they'd sinned, or they'd slipped, or they'd cheated, or there was debauchery over the last couple weeks. And with each of them, as I listened, I said, well, how did you cheat, or how did you sin, or tell me about this food devil, or the debauchery. And as it turned out, with one of them, a woman, she'd been out with a group of friends to an Italian restaurant, and the food was ordered family style, and the pasta came, and there was meat sauce, and there was a lot of cheese, and in the various different dishes, and she said it wasn't food that would support me in losing weight. It wouldn't really fit within the Slender for Life program. And I said, well, how much did you eat? And she said, only a little bit. She said, I stopped eating when my body told me I had enough fuel in my body. I didn't overeat, and also in the last 2 weeks she was down 5 pounds too. And I scratched my head and I said, well, tell me more about how you cheated or sinned or slipped. And she said, well, I ate these foods that just weren't part of the program. And I said, well, did you just mindlessly eat? And she said, no, that was the food that was ordered, and my choice was either to order something totally on my own, or to eat nothing, or participate with my friends. And I said, so it was a conscious choice? And she goes, yes. And I said, and you stopped eating when you have enough fuel in your body? And she goes, yes. And I looked at her and I said, and you're down 5 pounds? And she got kind of the sheepish look on her face, and she said, yes. And I said, how is that cheating or sinning or slipping or anything else? It's a part of life. Food is a part of life. And absolutely, in order to let go of weight, you do need to burn more calories than you take in. There has to be smaller portions. There has to be less fat. There has to be more grains and more vegetables. You have to burn more calories than you take in. And so, no, you can't do those rich meals, breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and bedtime 7 days a week. But on occasion, they happen. And the most important part of it is to be wise about it. To stop eating when your body has enough fuel. And she said everybody else took some home, and she gave her portion, or what she passed up and didn't take any home with her. She didn't need it, didn't want it. She enjoyed it there in the restaurant, but then she was done with it. And that's how I encourage all my clients to approach weight loss, not from a diet mentality. Diets don't work. Yeah, you can do a diet, you can do deprivation. That's what I always did. I do deprivation, I could take weight off, but of course once the diet was over, I always put as much or more weight back on, to where I used to have about 110 pounds more than I do now. But then when I made my change, my transition to using hypnosis and eating, making healthy choices in my food choices, then it became much more about just making wise choices. Eating when I'm hungry, stopping eating when I have enough fuel in my body. Deprivation doesn't work. Now, there's lots of foods out there that I don't eat because I choose not to. It doesn't support me in my health, it doesn't support me in my wellness, it doesn't support me in my athletic goals or anything else that I have visions for in my life. But if I wanted to, I know I could. It's not like it's forbidden or a rigid thing, it's just I choose not to. At Slender for Life, we support you using hypnosis in being able for you to be in charge of what you're eating versus the food being in charge of you. I just recently heard somebody talk about how they could never have cookies in their house because if they were there, the food devils would make them eat them. Well, it's still a conscious choice to allow the food devils to make you eat the cookies. No one is forcing you to put that cookie in your mouth. And the beauty is with hypnosis, and what we do in Slender for Life, is teach you the skills to be present, to be conscious in your body, To look at that store-bought cookie and go, you know what, this is not worth it, versus, as I've said before in other videos, you're at a neighbor's house for a cup of coffee and she brings out a fresh homemade chocolate chip cookie. Of course, you're going to enjoy a cookie. Making it a conscious choice, something that's a part of life versus forbidden. So let go of diet mentality. Take back your power. Use hypnosis. Take back your power. Put you in control of what you're eating, how much you're eating, and allow yourself to live a healthy and fulfilling and abundant life. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.